Hello, I'm Tracy.
And I'm Travis.
We're two Americans who just moved with our miniature husky, Tabasco, from our home in Texas to the city of Leiden, the Netherlands. We're not quite sure what the future holds for us, but we're excited to share our journey with you.
Hello everyone, and this video we've been living in Leiden for about 2 weeks.
Just over 2 weeks?
Yeah, and we're going to talk about 5 things that we learned since we've moved to the Netherlands.
Not Amsterdam.
Yeah, we're in Leiden, which is just a little bit, maybe 40 minutes south.
Yep, about 20 minutes north of The Hague.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty central location for a country that's smaller than the state of Texas.
Much smaller,
much smaller.
So the first thing I want to talk about is how important it is to need a Dutch bank account.
Yeah.
You really can't do anything without a Dutch bank account. You can't get a cell phone. You can't really buy groceries because everything over here is debit.
Yeah.
You can't get home internet. Home internet was a massive headache for us.
The Dutch are very efficient at most things except for home internet installation, we have found out.
That being said, we did get internet finally installed. We did get our Dutch bank account. We went through a complicated process where we had to verify that we lived where we said we lived, all of this stuff. But we did get it all set up, and that has been so useful. It's how I get paid. It's how we pay for everything. We ended up going through an app called Bunk, and they took care of our Apple Pay, and everything over here just accepts Apple Pay through the bank account. So we're able to pay through everything straight through that. It's super useful. It's not sponsored, but it's something that's been really, really easy for us to use the whole time through.
I mean, even when we get our groceries delivered, like we pay with our Apple Pay, like on the machine that they bring to you. It's crazy how advanced the banking technology is over here. So yeah, Dutch bank account, a must.
Number 2 is going to be how dog friendly the Netherlands is. We have our pup with us right now. He's actually right down there.
Sniffing away.
And it's crazy. You'll go into bars, into just regular stores, and people will bring their dogs with them. They some of the places you'll go outside, and they'll just have the dogs tied up behind them or pulling them away. They'll just have their dogs tied up outside, and they just leave them there, and then when they get done, they come out. But we've seen so many people with dogs here. Our neighbors have dogs. Everybody is just really chill, and it's also funny though, the cats are out everywhere. Tracy's pet a couple of cats.
I have pet a couple of cats.
And they just hang out there, so you really end up with this really cool experience where everything is just out and free for you to experience.
An interesting fact, the Netherlands is one of the first countries that does not allow like stray dogs to be about, so you will rarely see stray dogs. Cats are a different story.
Sure.
They want all the dogs here to have a loving home.
And actually during the pandemic, all of the dogs got adopted pretty quickly into the pandemic, and there was no more dogs left in shelters. The third most important thing has to be the travel. Travel around here is so much easier than it is back home on public transportation.
Yes. Look how clean this train is.
I mean, we're by ourselves, and the whole train is completely empty. Granted, it is a Sunday.
And we are in the silent car.
Being loud. But with that, we are able to enjoy ourselves, take the train, and be able to have a great time. And all of this without having to fight, traffic or gas or anything like that. I think our train rides here were $2, €2.
€2, and we can have an extra cocktail without the guilt because we're not driving. So the fourth thing you need to know about moving to the Netherlands is it's an incredibly green country, and we're not talking about just the vegetation here.
Yes, there's so much recycling. There's so many houses that just have all of these trees around. There's also plenty of the other type of green if you're into that, but honestly, it's not really around. It's not something that's
not in Leiden.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of coffee coffee shops, not to be confused with cafes where you get coffee.
Sure.
That's another video, I think.
But everyone is really active in recycling and doing things, and
Yep, we have containers at the end of our street where we have to deposit our cardboard and our glass
And they-
according to color.
according to color.
And most of the buses here in Leiden are electric, which is really interesting.
So last but not least, number 5 is some of the favorite words that we've learned in Dutch since we've been here.
Yes. So the first one that I think is just really hilarious to say is tandpasta, and that is toothpaste in Dutch. So yeah, very weird. Toothpasta. Very strange, but we were able to make it work, and we were able to find a suitable tandpasta for our needs.
My first favorite word is the word for peanut butter, which quite literally translates to peanut cheese, pindakaas.
Pindakaas.
Kaas is the word for cheese in Dutch.
Yes. And Dutch peanut butter is very different from American style peanut butter. It's not bad, it's just different.
And we may have to do a video on the difference between Dutch peanut butter and American peanut butter.
Yes. And speaking of cheese, this one's sort of a cheat, but we found out before we moved over here how to pronounce the Gouda that you see at the supermarket. It's actually called Gouda.
Gouda.
Gouda. And there's actually a city here in the Netherlands called Gouda where they make Gouda.
And it's delicious.
And it's hopefully going to be on our list to visit very soon.
Very soon. The next one that I really love is the word for fitted sheet, because we had to buy sheets when we moved over here
A few times.
a few times to make sure we got the right one. And that is, the fitted sheet is hoslaken.
Hoslaken, not to be confused with the slaken, which is just a regular sheet.
So we had to buy a hoslaken to make sure that we could fit the Dutch bed that we had, because we originally bought the wrong hoslaken and had to get a new hoslaken.
And our final favorite word that we've learned over the last 2 weeks is when we went to a pharmacy and had to pick out some hygiene supplies. I picked up a loofah for myself, got home and read the tag, and the name was Bad Puff.
Bad Puff.
Bad Puff. And if you can't smile while saying that, I'm not sure what's wrong with you.
And these are the 5 things that we have experienced since we moved to the Netherlands that we thought we wanted to share with you. We're going to have many more things coming in the future, many more new adventures. We just had a trip that we went to
Den Haag.
Den Haag. And we're going to have many more explorations to do, and hopefully many more videos to bring to you to let you know what we're up to while we're living here in the Netherlands.
Thank you so much for watching our silly little video, and we hope you join us on our adventure as we navigate everything Netherlands.
And maybe a few things outside the Netherlands.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.